Now, the essence of incarceration is for correctional purposes. However, the ineffectiveness of the Nigeria criminal justice system has denied most suspects the privilege of enjoying these correctional privileges. Well, the Chief Judge of Katsina State, Justice M.D. ABUBAKAR, joins us now to discuss this, as well as the community conflict resolution in the state. Good afternoon, Justice. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Well, congratulations on this laudable initiative of yours. It's been commended in the quarters of the judiciary as one that will speed dispensation of justice. But can you shed more light on that idea you came up with, the Community Conflict and Dispute Resolution Center, otherwise known as the Multi-Door Court?
Yes, it is a concept developed from the alternative dispute resolution, which we now domesticated further, having considered the volume of litigations before our courts at all levels. Some of these litigations are actually minor, some of them are domestic, involving neighbors. Now, the essence is to preserve relationship, address conflicts at the earliest stage. For instance, there is a dispute between one neighbor and another that involves the passage of water only. Now, it's either that it can be seen as criminal or civil. Once that neighbor decides to go to the police station to lay a complaint, that is the beginning of the problem. The issue is that it is a minor conflict that can be resolved by mediation, sitting down together. Once we involve the police, it becomes a criminal matter. It is taken for investigation. Someone might be detained in the process, and when it comes to court, the court looks at it as a criminal charge and accused before the court. And traditionally, under the penal code in the then northern Nigeria, there are such minor disputes that are categorized as confoundable offenses. The disputing parties can solve themselves. We thought at this point in time, the dispute resolution mechanism is there, the alternative dispute resolution. We've incorporated them in our laws, in our procedures, but yet, it doesn't serve the actual purpose it's meant to serve. Such kind of community, neighborhood dispute, minor dispute can be settled within a day too. And after the settlement, the relationship is still maintained and the parties leave the court as friends. Now, there are certain domestic disputes. What our experience is that once there is a dispute between stepson and stepmother, whose mother is not in the house, and that is not diverted to resolution amicably, you're bound to face problem. The father will be out of control in the whole situation. Once one of the parties takes the matter before the police, it becomes a criminal issue. Tension may arise, investigation will be there, but if you divert it to the conflict, community conflict center, it is settled with only the parties involved, and the root of the problem is gotten, it is solved, and they go as having solved the problem.
All right. So, let me come in here, Chief Judge.
Cases involving minors and children too are better treated in this manner.
Exactly, so that it doesn't have to be done into a criminality or criminal offense by going to the police. Now,
Exactly.
this is definitely one reform. Has there been any other? Talk to us about other forms of reforms since you became the Chief Judge of the state, Katsina. Yeah, Chief Judge, I'm asking whether there's been other reforms, or tell us about any other reform since you became the chief judge of Katsina State?
Yes. We have domesticated the administration of criminal justice law, bringing together all the actors in the criminal justice system: the police, the prison, the DSS, the Ministry of Justice, the judiciary, a bar association, human rights commission. We all sit under one roof and under one umbrella, address delays in criminal justice system. Now, once a case becomes ripe, that is, a complaint is made. Let's take the instance of serious offenses like rape. A person complains of rape, the police takes it up. They investigate from the divisional level and bring it to the state CID. From there, they compile the case there, complete their investigation, send it to the Director of Public Prosecution for advice, who determines whether there is a case to file before the High Court. In the meantime, the person accused of the offense will keep on going to the magistrate court month after month. It may take years. Now, having synchronized the system, the procedure now is that time frame is given. Case of rape is reported, or case of homicide from the division, it comes to the state CID. Within 2 weeks, they have to complete investigation, send the case DRA to the DPP for investigation. The DPP will thereafter advise the police. There is no case against this person, so terminate it. There is a case, he proposes a charge and file it before the High Court. And now it is being tracked again. Being tracked in the sense that using technology, I follow and coordinate the movement of that case file. It goes to the Ministry of Justice from 1st October. There is 2 weeks for the Ministry of Justice to complete the legal advice, send it back to the police, or file a case before the court. Under the new Administration of Criminal Justice Law, which the state adopted from November 2019, there are only 2, not more than 3 adjournments for the prosecution, for whatever reason. So the prosecution is now has to be ready before coming to court. Witnesses are mobilized. Their allowances, if they are state witnesses, are ready before they come to court. So once a police officer is called to give evidence as an investigating police officer, he is immediately paid his allowances. Now, we equally carry the bar along. Private lawyers that are representing accused persons are also involved in the process. So that instead of taking 3, 4, 5 years, the longest time a criminal case will take now is no more than 1 year.
Okay. All right. And Justice ABUBAKAR, because we're pressed for time, one will wonder the success rate of all these reforms you've put in place, but that's a discussion for another day. Let me ask you, what's your take on the establishment of the International Human Rights Court in Africa, where you have been appointed as an advisory member?
Well, human rights issue is a universal concept, so it transcends boundaries. But the level of our appreciation of human rights in Africa, in Nigeria, and in most developing nations is not as clear as it should be. So the African human rights, because of the conflicts, the abuses by security agencies all across Africa, is a welcome development. But we will look at it from the African concept. We have to take into account our traditional setting, we have to take into account our communal settings, but then we'll come up with a code that will address the African needs on human rights based on the African Charter of Peoples and Human Rights. It is to implement and make sure that the provisions of that article is implemented, is practicalized, since all African nations have been signatory to that particular convention on African human rights.
All right, thank you so much, Chief George, there for your time on Newsday.